So start with a couple of updates, and then we'll basically go into Q&A with whoever has any questions on anything. The first set of the tutorials, which we're going over the account structure, campaign setup, how to season the pixel, what budget you need based on the offer payout, how long to test the campaign for. They're in the process of getting uploaded now, like today. So I wasn't able to do it earlier, but they are going to be there, don't worry. So this is just a Q&A session. Ad accounts. So first of all, a number of you guys have been connected to Ronin. Some are using ecomd. If you haven't been connected, please let me know, because like I've got like so many Skype IDs coming. I'm trying to gather them all in one file. I think Courtney and Dawn, I still have to connect to you guys. Now I've got some good news. I've actually recently met someone who is an actual TikTok agency partner who has actually offered our members agency accounts for a very low percentage with no upfront fee. So it's basically 3%, which goes down to 1%. However, it's for people that are able to spend around $10,000 per month on ads. That's the only catch there. And I recently met this guy. I had a call with him yesterday because he may be coming on board our team on the media buying side, the campaign side of things, to help us scale our own campaigns, which we're going to be showing in a case study. So if you guys think because I know it's like a question of you're not going to want to spend that much until you get profitable. If you guys are confident that you're going to be able to, once you get a profitable campaign going via this training, to get to like able to spend $10,000 per month, obviously making more in profit, then I could potentially connect you with them. Or the second option can be go with Ronin at the start, make something profitable, and then switch over to the other guy that I now have that can give you the account for just 3%, and it will go down to 1% once you sort of scale, which is pretty interesting, pretty cool. And there's kind of less sort of friction. There are less steps in between you signing up to there, because it's kind of direct with us now, because he's going to be working with us. So that's kind of something cool right there. But in the meantime, I think the best course of action is I just connect you guys with Ronin, whoever is interested in using Ronin. You start with them, spend a bit of money, get a campaign profitable following the steps that are coming in these tutorials, and with the actual case study coming up. Sorry, the challenge video where I'm launching my campaign this week. And then from there you can kind of decide whether to use the other guy. I think that should be like the option for when you want to scale, when you know you're going to be able to spend $10,000 a month in ads, probably make 20 or 30,000 in return. Then we can go to the other guy. So, and there's ecomd media, which is the other one, which I know people like Brett, Jin, a few others, forgot Harry. These guys have gone straight to ecomd, which is the 9%, but there's no upfront fee. It's pretty straightforward to get started. Now, in the last session, we went over sort of the parameters of how to set up your first campaign, where some members who already started their campaigns before the official campaign side of training is released and the challenge side of it is released, by setting up a conversion submit form objective campaign, and they wondered why they're starting to see high cost per clicks, and it's because they didn't set it up properly. So I went through how the process is, and the training that I'm uploading later, I've got like a diagram and a kind of like a diagram that shows you things in a bigger picture of like why you need to optimize for view content before submit form, how many events you need to trigger before optimizing for the next event, how much you need to spend based on the offer payout, the budget that you have. But just a quick key I'd like to give you guys here, right? There are two types of people that I have seen in the paid advertising affiliate space, okay? The first type is, I hope you're not going to be that type. And if you are, maybe you want to transition to the second type. The first is kind of a gambling mindset. We don't want to approach this as gambling, right? Where it's like, I'm going to put this in and see what happens. Or the second type of first person is they have, okay, I've got $1,000. I'm going to see what happens. And then if it doesn't work out, I'm going to quit. Right now, I have to kind of go, I have to go at it this way and give you the worst case scenario. So you can kind of like expect, so you know what to expect. But I always like to look at the worst case scenario. If you're coming into paid advertising in general, and you're like, I've got X amount of money, if I go through that and I don't make a profit, I'm going to quit, right? You might as well not even start, because at some point you will become profitable. Okay. Now this is talking about paid ads in general. Obviously now we're doing TikTok ads. It's just going to be way easier to get into profit anyway, because it's TikTok ads, it's cheaper, it's new, we're in a gold mine phase. But what I would recommend is the second is that second type of mindset, not really person, I guess mindset. You want to have a rolling sort of weekly budget that you're allocating to your campaigns. For example, let's just say if I was, let me word this right. If I was just starting out, let's go back to 2005 when I was working in Tesco, the last ever job I ever had. I was in Tesco, I was earning, I was doing part-time. Let's pretend I was working full-time. Tesco is a supermarket in the UK for those that are not in the UK. Let's say I was earning £2,000 per month and I was working there full-time, okay? The mindset I would approach paid ads with as an affiliate is, first of all, it's a process of unlocking a profitable campaign that takes day you're testing new things and you're unlocking new. I think it kind of seems like it's freezing it for some reason. Give me a sec. Things have kind of frozen. Like less than 3 weeks ago, and it's an M2 MacBook. Okay, cool. Thanks a lot, Chad. So M2 MacBook Pro, the latest one, and it's freezing. I think I'm gonna get another one this week because it's like, Okay, so what I was saying is, I kind of lost my train of thought now where I was. I was on it takes. So basically, the second frame mindset you want to be is, and I'll quickly recap in case you didn't hear. I was saying, if I was working at Tesco back in 2005, earning $2,000 per month, that was the last job I ever had. It's about more than 15 years ago. I would have the mindset of, okay, I'm going to allocate a certain portion of my monthly income to paid ads, because I understand that unlocking a profitable campaign is a process of me gathering data, keeping what does work, right? Obviously, we went through the 3 core components to paid ad success. At some point, you're going to get profitable, okay? Obviously, TikTok is a brand new platform. Not brand new, but it's new. It's in the stage where it's easier to get profitable than Facebook ads. Facebook ads, you may need 3,000, you may need 5,000 to get profitable. The mindset is, the first phase is always, how much can I afford to spend on testing, right? And you want to look at it. Remember, we went through the time horizons spectrum. So the mindset you want to have is, each week, how much am I going to allocate to testing my ad campaign? The lower the budget every week that you have, the smaller number, the lower amount of ads you want to test, because you want to have more traffic going through the funnel via a small amount of ads. So if, for example, and when I go through these calculations on this video, you'll see, but the idea is always, the higher the payout, the higher the budget, which is why the car insurance offer is the best for beginners to get started with, because it's only a $10 to $15 payout. It doesn't require much traffic in order to receive a conversion. You can test more things with a lower budget. So if you only had $300 to test, right? Let's say $300. Okay, you're gonna burn through that budget at some point. You want to make sure you have another $300 the next week. Ideally, in an ideal situation, have some source of funds coming in to fund these campaigns, so you don't get into that situation where you've run out of budget, because it could be a case where, or you spent 300 this week and all you needed to do is spend another 100 in order to get into profit, right? Sometimes it works that way, but just kind of have a rolling budget every week. Like there's one member who has 100K he wants to spend on these ads, which we're going to allocate over a period of time. He's a one-on-one student. Another student has 30K he wants to spend. Another student has about 12K he's allocating, right? So I'm going to be like, okay, we're not going to spend that 12K the first week. We're going to sort of spread it out over the next few weeks, maybe the next month, so we can test things every week in a systematic approach to get into profit, right? So just don't burn through a small budget then stop. Have a way of kind of, not everyone's able to do this, but if you really want to be successful with this, have a way of funding these ads every week where you've allocated a certain amount as well. So you tell yourself, how much am I going to allocate based on whatever your situation is? Am I going to allocate $300 per week? And you got to think of it on a per week basis. Okay, how much am I going to allocate per week? You can think about it per month, break that down into per week, because we're launching these campaigns every week, right? And you're going to get into profit at some point. Ideally, the second week will get into profit if you're on a smaller budget. So that's kind of the mindset there of how to sort of look at it. When we go into the budget and breakdown side of things with these tutorials I have coming later on, you'll see exactly what I mean. And then after that, it's just about understanding how to create the creatives the right way by knowing how to come up with angles that appeal to the audience. I had a call earlier on with a one-on-one student. We was coming up with angles for this offer that they're a partnership that they want to promote. It's a ClickBank offer. And the angle side is really the most important thing, because remember, we had another student that ran ads and his click-through rate was like, even Chad, I think here, who showed us on one of the sessions, it was like, 0.5% click-through rate. That's why he's paying more for his traffic. So you want to up the click-through rate on the ad, which is why it always starts on the ad level. It starts with the angle, the hook, drawing that person in, getting a 4% or more click-through rate to get cheaper traffic and higher ROAS, return on ad spend. So that's that. The next update was, I guess, we talked about the ad account, talked about that. Smart Financial, I think I think you need to, if you haven't sent the pixel and the sample ad creative, just get in touch with me directly and I'll let you know that on the last session I mentioned I'm going to be uploading. There's 2 ads that they'll be like generic ads that you can send to her. And to be completely honest, I haven't had time to upload that this weekend, but it's on my list to do it as well before I end today. I'll upload them to Google Drive so you can provide them to Janae. So other than that, let's just go through the Q&A now, and you can just pretty much ask me anything in the chat based on where we are at the current moment. So, okay, Mick, what's the Smart Financial payout structure? So yeah, in case you may have not been on a previous call or gone for another training, I'll explain. So Smart Financial, they start off by paying out $10 per lead, $10 per lead, meaning when the person goes through the quiz form and submits the form, a conversion triggers and you get $10. After about 100 leads, after 100 leads, Smart Financial will do a quality check to see if your leads are decent quality. So you're not just getting some, junk traffic and making money that way, because they have to make money from these leads as well by converting a portion of them into, insurance sales. 99.9% of the time, your leads will be good if you're following the training the right way. They will then increase the payout to up to $15. It may be $13 and then $15, but once you get after 100 leads and you continue sending leads, they're going to increase the payout. They will also then increase the frequency. So this is where things may get a little bit less appealing. And then you have two choices. For a brand new account, they have this thing called net 30. So they pay you 30 days after, basically pay you every month. Okay. So from a cash flow perspective, it's kind of like not the best situation. However, after that 100 leads, they will be willing to talk about paying you weekly. So weekly is the best situation. When you get to sending them a lot of leads, and I'm not sure the exact number, but when you're sending them good volume, they can even pay you every day. So basically every day you'll be getting paid. So that's like when you're in scale mode and you need to reinvest that cash, they can pay you every day. But it starts with monthly for the first 100 leads, and then weekly after that, after you negotiate the terms. The second option is if you don't want to wait that long, you can settle for a lower payout per lead, like maybe $7, or you can promote another offer that's similar on through a network. And there's a network called A4D, which is a CPA network, which I also have a direct contact with, but they're a network who have a lot of different financial lead gen offers that you can promote. These networks may pay out faster. Most of them pay out every week because they have more. I mean, the affiliate networks usually pay out weekly, right? Because we're working direct, we have more benefits of working direct. For example, if we work through A4D, we may not be able to put our pixel on the landing on the actual offer page. So that may be an issue. So yeah, that's really the terms of the payout there. The next option is obviously ecom or ClickBank, which we've gone through as well. ClickBank pay on a new account, you got to wait 2 weeks, and then it's every week. I think it's every 4 days now. They pay it. They've got now every 4 days as well on ClickBank if you're doing good volume, which obviously helps cash flow. The one-on-one students I just spoke to, they're promoting a ClickBank product. We just set up a campaign. Oops, let me put this on silent, my phone. Oh my God, I usually don't have my volume on at all. I don't know how that happened. So that's, so I hope that answered your question, Mick, and you can obviously DM me for any additional questions. After the first 50 clicks as conversion, so you're talking about the view content, right, and learning phase. Then for second phase, shall we generate a new campaign completely using lookalike audience, or just make a new? No, you just okay. So you're talking about. So you're referring to. No, you just keep running that campaign, okay? So you're talking about first. All right. If you have got 50 submit form conversions, so submit form is the one that you get paid on, right? Right. Then you keep the ad running, just that every ad after that you create, you can duplicate that ad. You will create the optimization event for submit form, right? Instead of the view content. So the view content is the first one. You'll get 50 view contents pretty fast, but you're going to use that to get cheaper traffic to unlock the 50 signups, submit form conversions, right? Now, if that, sometimes that would just end up being super profitable, and you can just keep that going, and then you can clone it again and keep the same objective. However, when you've got 50 submit forms, you're able to then choose that as the optimization event in a new ad group. You can use the same ad just in a new ad group as a submit form event, if that makes sense. And again, I go through all this more in the tutorials that are being uploaded. Okay, more like a repeated question. After learning phase, we should switch the conversion pixel from submit to form submit. Yes, exactly. So learning phase means you need to make sure you get 50 submit forms before you can then, like, don't even, but like that initial ad campaign, if it's profitable, when you got those 50 on that ad, then obviously leave it. If it's not profitable and you've got those 50 conversions, it doesn't matter because you've got those 50. Yeah, then pause that, clone that ad, and do a submit form as the event. On the ad group level, yeah, not on the campaign level, I don't think you can do it anyway. It's on the ad group level. So do it within the same campaign, just clone it. And does the second phase involve generating lookalike audience? Yeah, so basically continue targeting the same audience, and just because we're still in the learning phase, kind of like we've got 50, but we want to actually ideally get to 100 after that. We don't start doing lookalikes until we don't need to do lookalikes at the moment. That's like another phase. We can go into that. For example, the first stage is to get those 50 submit forms. Now, actually, on a bigger scale, we want to get from 50 to 1,000. When we get to 1,000, that is the ideal situation to do the lookalike audience, because actually we can't really do a lookalike audience unless we have 1,000 events anyway, right? So we can do a lookalike audience on the view content because we'll get 1,000 pretty quick. Submit form, we can't create lookalikes until we get 1,000 people on that audience anyway, right? So we just keep it as it is. And the beauty is in phase 2 and in training, I have like you'll see this in a sort of diagram graph form, which is much easier to understand. The beauty is once it gets to those 50 submit forms, which is the learning phase, and it has to be within, it's a 7 to 10 day period. I don't know, there's a short window. 7 days is like the minimum. So within a 7 to 10 day period, aim for those 50 in 7 days. So in terms of budget, again, tutorial, I go over the calculation, but in terms of budget, you've got to figure out, okay, how much am I getting paid? You may have to allocate 50 times the payout to get those 50 conversions and be willing to break even just to get those 50. A lot of the times you get into profit anyway because the traffic's just cheaper by default on TikTok. But if you get those 50 submit forms on the first week and you're in profit, just keep that running and then just duplicate it and then change it to submit form as the next one. Now, the beauty is when you can optimize for submit form, this is when you can kind of afford to start testing new creatives because the submit form objective is already there. So then the next phase, we start testing more creatives. And then we always go back to the power play, right? The power play 3 with the 6 ads. I always test 6 ads using power play 6. That's kind of a good framework and model to follow. Okay, Dawn, because I'm not inside the rented agency account, is the interface to set up campaigns the same as on? Yeah, it's the same, Dawn. Yeah, so that's why I was recommending, if you haven't yet, just open a UK TikTok account. Open a personal one, like the one I done on the example. I created it. It was simple, just so you can learn how to navigate the interface, right? Have you opened a personal account yet? Okay, cool. Yeah. So play around with it. Another cool thing is when you get to the ad creation section, you can upload them, an ad that you may have found from spying. You can use the video editor, which is really cool. If you're a creative person like me, you'll enjoy that. They have a really cool video editor. So when you upload the creative, it says edit video in the TikTok video editor or something. And you basically click on it and then you can play around with the video editor and you'll see just how cool it is. You can add music, training music, text, etc. I don't. You can set up a pixel in this one, just an example one, but obviously not. You're not going to send this to Janae for Smart Financial. You can just sort of do it just to learn how to do it, right? Yeah, but You don't need to set up a pixel in this one. If you're going to promote an offer that accepts UK traffic, then you can. You know, I'm going to use my account during this case study at some point to promote a UK lead gen offer, which would be pretty fun using that personal account. Drop my tea. Okay. When it comes to this following week, we'll be going into ad creative, which is a big part of once the ad campaign setup tutorial and the pixel stuff, the campaign structure, architecture videos are there. The next stage is going over how to actually do creatives the right way, which is the next phase, which I'm pretty excited about teaching. Mick, I set up an agency account in the UK, but not used it yet. So Mick, when you say agency account, so there's different types. So so let me recap on the types of accounts. So the general account that most people will create is something called a self-serve account. Self-serve account is what the everyday person can create, right? Now we can choose agency as the type of account. Now the pros and cons, generally that will not be the same as the ones that we rent. The rented agency accounts are actually something known as managed agency accounts, which are accounts that only TikTok approved partners can create, which allow them the ability to create sub accounts, and these accounts can target the world. So the cons, the drawbacks of having a general self-serve account is you can't target worldwide. So Mick, if you are able to target worldwide, that means you've managed to get a managed agency account. If you do, then that's fantastic. You actually will be able to rent out if you wanted to charge a fee, right? That's how a lot of people are doing it. But chances are, if you've just set one up and you're brand new, maybe it's just a self-serve one that you've selected agency as the option. If that's the case, please check if you can target the US or the world. And the way you do that is by setting up a fake campaign. And when it comes to the targeting section, check on the country you can target. Can you target the United States? If not, that means it's not a managed agency account. And in that case, unless you're going to promote an offer that for UK traffic or whatever traffic your account allows you to get, I would then recommend you need a rented agency account. Yeah, Lee Rushton, will using the editor make it? Yeah, exactly. So this is another sort of trick for the power play for the two swiped ads, right? Because it's two swiped ads, two models of the swiped ads. So when I was working with my one-on-one student Brett, we got the two swiped ads remade by this girl on Fiverr. We just edited the script a little bit. It's pretty much really cool because all we said is, hey, copy these two ads. We transcribe the script, send it to her. But those two first swiped ones, right? And then we've got the two unique, for the power play number 3. Go back to session 1 or 2. We talked about this. For the two swiped, I'd recommend adding a music track or adding some text or kind of chopping it up a little bit using the editor. If you know how to use it, it will make it unique. So that's a really good way of getting past the duplicate ad flags from TikTok. Chad, for the first 50 form submits, learning phase period, tracker is not a must. Yeah, exactly. Unless you're testing like even 10 ads is fine. If you're testing more like 10 ads or more, we will be using something for Smart Financial. And I'm actually having we can either do this live or via tutorial video. My developer who actually sets up the tracking for me, we're going to be doing a live. We're going to be creating a training on how to do something called UTM tracking. Now, UTM tracking, we have a specific script and code that we add at the end of the URL, where within Smart Financial, the back office there, when we make a conversion, it will tell us which of the 100 ads in this case, in an extreme case, if we ran 100 ads, it will tell us where which ad the conversion came from. And this is the best type of tracking to have, because TikTok doesn't always track everything 100%. It's about 80%. UTM tracking, it pulls the data from which ad set, which ad. It's like really, really accurate. So, because the whole aim of the game is to test different variables. The more things we test, the more we need to track where the conversion came from. Then we cut the ads that are not working, put money through the ads that are working, right? However, yeah, Chad, for the first 50, for the learning phase, it's not necessary to use tracking. When you get past that, we should have been through the training on the tracking stuff by that period, where and we have an option where you can actually have us do the tracking for you, install it for you as well, because some people might not be able to do the technical stuff yourself, but it's super important to do to track after you're testing more than 10 ads. Dawn, yeah. So like, using video editor on TikTok, is it more beneficial than editing? Is it more beneficial editing via the editor rather than uploading a pre-edited video? I'm not sure what the difference are. The difference is that for a swiped ad, definitely you kind of want to use a video editor to change it a little bit. If you've already got a pre-edited video, then it's fine. You don't really need to use it. There's not really any difference. The only difference is using the music that it provides you with, because there's these trending songs that are on TikTok, and you can choose, like, there's another way that I'll show you how to find, like, because part of TikTok's algorithm is using like a trending song and a trending hashtag. This is like one of the other secrets that the guys that have run ads currently are not probably using, which I have to show you how to do. The video editor will allow you to add the music, which could be a benefit if you choose the right song, if that makes sense. But other than that, pre-editing a video, either yourself or having someone else do it, is probably easier. So there's not really any difference apart from the music element. Question: does rear end / car crush video elements allowed on TikTok? What do you mean by that, Chad? Do you mean showing a video of a car getting? So I know what you're saying. So it's because car insurance, so you're trying to come up with an angle that basically talks about a car getting smashed in the end, or at the end, at the back, or getting crushed or something, right? To catch someone's attention. Ideally, that would work. I'm not sure if that would go through on TikTok. You can always try. As long as it's not too graphic, you can definitely try that. Once you got 50 view content, how do you transition to submit forms? How do you use the same campaign and ad set, or do you set up? Yeah, so I kind of went, I think Justin, you just joined us, so I kind of went through this earlier. So you can either, I'll answer it now too, but you can watch the recording to see the answer I did to Chad. But basically, yeah, you're going to get 50 view content pretty quick because it's a view content, right? It's just someone landing on the page. The idea is you just continue the ad. The idea is we're using view content to get cheaper traffic to unlock 50 submit forms, rather than selecting submit form as the first conversion. Because if you just think about it, TikTok, on a brand new account, TikTok does not know who your audience is, right? So if you just think about it, if we select a deeper funnel event, right? So there's just 2 steps to this funnel. Well, there's the view content, there's the page view. When someone lands, they have to go through the form, and then they submit the form, and then they convert into $10 or $15, right? The submit form is what's known as a deeper funnel event. The person has to go through more stages for that event. So for you to get one event there, if you've optimized for that, your traffic's just going to cost way more, right? Versus getting your pixel to learn who that person is by getting view contents first, which is the same audience, it's just people that are more likely to view the page. Then it starts to learn. So after you go through 50, just keep it running, because the idea is we want to get 50 submit forms. Once you get 50 submit forms, that's when, if that ad is profitable, keep it running. duplicate it, and then change the objective to submit form. And then you can start testing new creatives against that submit form objective. Do you use the same campaign and ad set? Yeah. So I generally keep it in the same campaign, because if you start a new campaign, the pixel has to learn again. I believe I need to double check on that, because usually I do things in the same campaign. If you do it under a new campaign, it goes through the learning phase again. So you want to just keep it in that, keep it in the same campaign. Yeah, Chad, I'm a bit confused. You said, I mean video creators with rear end element. What do you mean by rear end element? Yeah. Dawn, if we were to use video which shows irresponsible driving with get out the window would be, what do you mean by that? Like get out the window, like someone coming, smashing, crushing through a window or something, being thrown through a window. Would we allow, would it allow that? And what about using any individual celebrity? Yeah, celebrities. Okay, so this is another thing I want to talk about. Oh, feet out the window. You could do that. Yeah, why not? Why not? As long as it's, yeah, if it's not something that's too graphic, or like, you know, if it's I'm not sure if it's a kind of comedy element or if you're going for like a fear angle, you can do that. Yeah. And the ideal situation is if you have a way, you know, of creating these ads yourself, like if you can actually film these yourself, you know. The only thing is the American voiceover will, because it's an American offer. But you can also try with a UK accent too. If you're going to film it yourself, maybe you're not showing yourself, you're showing someone else, but you've got a UK accent, or you can use the robot voice as well, right? Which the TikTok robot voice style, that can work. At some point here, I'm going to be creating like a lot of creatives by actually getting some creators to come and meet me here at the office here, and we'll kind of go out and film some creatives in one day, and I'll sort of make that available to like everyone to use after I test them, which will be pretty cool, because like I said, I'm creating this creative sort of agency where we're going to create these ads for you at like for a different package or whatever. That the ideal scenario is being able to create the ads yourself, really, right? That's when you want to scale. That's the best scenario. But just going back to Dawn, yeah, it sounds like I guess you're going to be creating these yourself, or you've got someone to create them and you're instructing them. Irresponsible driving, feet out the window. It should work. It should work as long as it doesn't break any terms. If we go back over the terms checklist, which is on day number seven, I think, or 6 or 7. The compliance checklist. I think it's in a resources doc. If you don't want to watch the whole video, if it's not in a resources doc, let me make a note of that because I have to upload it. One sec. Let's write this down. Upload. Doc checklist. Okay, cool. Celebrity, yes. Did you know there's a website called, there are a number of sites, but you can actually get celebrities to create an ad for you by using a site called Cameo. Has everyone heard of Cameo? In a creative more detail. So Cameo, at the start, a lot of affiliates, including myself, were pretty much exploiting them to use celebrity videos for very, very cheap to run ads. This is when I was doing Snapchat ads. But then what happened is Cameo came across, and now they've separated it into business or personal. And the business, which are that videos that you want to use for ads, are now like super expensive. So let's just quickly, like, let's just say we go to here, like athletes, let's just say or should we do reality TV? Okay, like, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I probably won't recognize many people, but let's see anyone that I do recognize. I'm just going to quickly show an example of what how much they charge. Because I mean, look, you can get celebrity here for like £26. This is in pounds, £26. Okay, let's go. Let's just go see to someone that I may know. Let's go to creators, view all. Let's just go to entrepreneurs, so people that we may all recognize. I saw like Grant Cardone on here, like Kevin O'Leary. Has anyone here not heard of Cameo? Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, so I just quickly go through it then, and I'll continue answering questions. Okay, like basically, okay, so Kevin O'Leary, he's from Shark Tank's quite well known. Trying to go find someone that everyone can. Okay, this guy, he's from YouTube, right? Graham Stefan, he charges 163 pounds, right? So that's almost $200, and they basically create an ad for you. But what Cameo was created for was actually to create shout out videos to send to your friends. But marketers like me and other marketers started using these for ads, but now they have separated it into a different pricing. But just for example, okay, why is there no volume?
Interested in having me say something, just let me know. I'll tell you to smash the like button. I'll say a happy birthday. I'll do a dance. No, I won't do a dance.
Yeah, so like I'll just go through a couple more and I'll obviously start answering questions. Like, okay, WWE wrestlers. Okay, again, I don't know none of these because I don't watch much TV in general. Athletes, but basically, you can get celebrities that the majority of like the population may recognize. Kurt Angle, WWE superstar, right? And then there are other sites like this, and there's one for the UK which has a lot of like reality TV show stars like Big Brother, Live Island, all of these programs so you can actually use these to promote UK offers too if you use the UK one, and that alone there is a gold mine as well. Actors, come on, let's see someone like really famous. Okay, I recognize this girl here. Who else do I recognize? You know, like I saw Floyd. So here's one. I saw Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, so Floyd Mayweather is actually on here, like the boxer. Let's see.
Cameo is the company that creates magical moments like this. With Cameo for Business.
Okay, for some, well, he cost £9,000. So obviously he's a massive celeb, right? But yeah, you can pretty much get like a lot of well-known celebrities on here to create a video for you. I saw Grant Cardone here as well. He's on here too.
Hey, your boy Grant Cardone here, Uncle G, Mr. 10X. Hey, if there's somebody out there that you're thinking about, a special person, maybe a son, a nephew, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. Hey, big Pele, it's your boy GC. I want to give you a big shout out. I understand you're doing legendary things with your e-commerce mastermind, helping a lot of people out.
So like I could have actually got him to create a video for AFLabs, for example, right? How much do you charge? Like he's currently unavailable, so he's not at the moment, he's not doing it. But anyway, you get a picture. You can go over here in your own time. There are many celebrities here you can use to create an ad from, basically, which is pretty cool. And there are other sites like this too. But Dawn's like, what if we what about using any vids? I think you had another one where you said, what about swiping vids of celebrities? So that's kind of gray hat. You can, it depends what they're doing. Again, you can always test these things. I've never done that, have I? Swiping vids with celebrities. If you swipe a vid from like PP ads with celebrities in it, or just TikTok in general, then potentially it's kind of gray hat, I guess. You can try it. I've never done it, and I don't know if that will work. In terms of getting celebs from like Cameo, that's a different thing, and that usually is fine because you're paying them to create an ad for you. The UK one, Dawn. What's the name of the UK one? Let's just see. It's called. There are a lot of companies like this now. All right, let's see. Pixter.pro. I'm trying to find the UK one for you. This is. I think it's memo.me. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, this is the UK one. So look, Glenn Hoddle, football guy, right? Michael Owen, Neil Razor Ruddock. This lady, I forgot her name, Mo Farah. So like you can get these celebs. So let's just have a little look. Let's just see seen on TV. I saw this. There's a lot of these reality stars on here. You know, just this alone, I mean, it's a goldmine because like look how much like look how cheap these guys are selling their videos for. It's crazy. And I'll just show you a couple. But you've got this UFC guy, the UFC ring announcer that you can get to create a video for you. You know, so here's a secret. If you are in the UK and you want to run a UK lead gen offer, remember we went for it. You could get an ad created by one of these guys here using one of the script and angle templates. Get one of these guys to do it. You would probably do very well. You know, you would probably do very well. So let's see. Is there anyone here that any of you guys recognize, like a UK? I know with Dawn and Courtney is from the UK. Because I mean, the UK market, it is massive. Like if you did want to just do a lead gen offer in UK and you use this, it could go very well. I want to look for like a reality show sort of star. Let's see. Football actors. And it's not all UK, but there are a lot of UK celebs on here. Comedians. So there are some US ones here too. Oh, Ed Sheeran lookalike. Look at that. Okay, look. Okay, she's probably the most well-known in this category here, right? She's like a UK celeb. So so let's think about what we can do here. This girl in the UK is kind of famous in the reality TV realm. She's got like a massive following on Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, social media. We could essentially create a campaign where she could create ads for us. Ecom would probably be the best if we were doing Matrix ecom. We'd have to send the product to her. Lead gen, the second one, you know, we could do a lot of lead gen stuff, right? Debt consolidation, loans, where she could create the ad. Let's have a quick look.
So Isaac, I've just got to give you a prep talk. Prep. I think it's prep talk. Do not ever give up. Keep pushing. I have been told so many times that I'm not good enough just to quit. And I never did. I never ever did. So keep fighting.
Yeah.
Hi, Charlie. So this is a message from Tom. I've heard that you are a massive fan of mine, and I want to wish you a massive happy Christmas. Have an amazing day, and don't get too drunk. Hello, Sienna. So I've heard that you are a massive fan of mine, so I just want to wish you.
Yeah. So like these are not.
Hi,
ads,
Kyla.
but...
Sorry, I've got a face mask on at the minute. I'm just pampering myself. So this is from your mum, Leanne. I wanted to say how massive.
She made a video with a face mask on. That's crazy. She didn't even like wait until she.
I want to say.
I don't know if I paid her for that and I got a video with her with the face mask, if I'd be happy or not. I don't know. But maybe as an ad, it's like a pattern interrupt. It could do well. One more.
A
And then
massive happy birthday to Amelia. This is a message from me and from Phoebe. It's
so, you know, this could work. I mean, I'm tempted to use my UK account and get ads created by her for some kind of stuff, and I think I'm going to do that as well, like and show that case, because it's just really interesting that you can actually do that. Quickly before I go off here, reality stars are like the ones that are going to be most willing to basically do not to pretty much do anything for money, because most of them are kind of, wouldn't say not really I wouldn't say desperate, but most of them, you know, they're reality stars. They're famous because they're famous, and they want to make money, so they're going to be willing to make ads for you. Sometimes some of them may be willing to do ads with maybe some grey hat type scripts. You know, not that I recommend that, just putting it out there. Yeah, I don't know none of these because I don't really watch much TV in general. But you get the picture. This is called memo.me. So I'll put that in the chat. Okay, let's go back to the chat a little bit. So oh, by the way, did you guys, was you seeing my screen by the way, or was it not showing the screen? You could see it. Okay, cool, you can, yeah. I thought you couldn't. It's like it says new share. So you guys could see it, right, while I was playing it? Okay, cool. All right, so let's just put a video on there. Yeah, Justin, I'm going to get up there to your video, to your... Okay, so... Oh, stop share. There we are. Now show me. Okay, cool. Let me answer some questions now. Some more questions because we're coming up to the hour. So I've pasted there. Memo.me is the name of it. Mick, do you think we can get them to drive into the back of another